Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for my preview of the 2019 Texas Longhorns. Now, before I go any further, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Tear it up and turn on notifications. Why do you turn on notifications? Well, it notifies you when I put up a video. Also find me on Twitter at Bobby Dirkens. Just this past week, put up a little video of a dog driving a car. It was adorable. Also, you can find me on Instagram at the Bobby Dirkens. Just a couple of days ago, I shared a recipe from my uncle of his infamous Christmas pie, toenail pie. Takes shavings off his toenails throughout the year, sterilizes them, and makes a Christmas pie. Very heartwarming. 2019 Texas Longhorns has a lot of questions behind them. They've already been blown up by the media as being back. Now, when I think of Texas Longhorns, I think about 2005, when they seemingly beat the unbeatable, the USC Trojans. Got Matt Leinart, got Reggie Bush, you got Kardashians on the sideline. We were just beginning to know who they were. Got Snoop Dogg on the side doing this. Vince Young runs to the corner of the end zone there at the Rose Bowl. And then confetti blows up everywhere. I think they got sued for that because in the state of California, everything causes cancer. But that's what I remember. They did play in the national championship a few years later. Colt McCoy, guess who they played? Our old buddies, Alabama. They did knock Colt out of the game, and Texas still almost come back and won. But they didn't. After that, they had a bunch of losing seasons. 3 consecutive losing seasons. Then they hire Tom Herman. Tommy Boy comes in. They get over 500. And then last year, they won 10 games. They highlights, they beat Oklahoma in the regular season in the Red River game. They ended up winning the Sugar Bowl against Georgia. Just a moment, I have to talk trash to Georgia. Just one quick second. It's really funny. Yes, they beat Georgia. They beat Georgia, a team who felt like they had been left out. Yes, you could lose 36 to like 14 or 35 to 14 against LSU, the most anorexic offense in the SEC, and you would blow it against Alabama in the SEC championship. I mean, you had it won, and it's just like, yep, we just don't feel like playing those playoff games. And then you got left out, and then the committee was a bad guy, and then they play Texas. And Texas, you not only beat them, though that score was close at the end, we saw the game. Georgia didn't even want to be there. And by the way, aside from them winning their playoff game the year before in the Rose Bowl and getting to the national championship game, you know the best bowl they'd been to in like the past 15 years? Sugar Bowl. It was great. That's rich. But anyway, you did that. Here's the downside. You lost to Maryland 2 weeks in a row. I would swear on monk-written Bibles in front of Jesus that you would not lose a second year in a row to Maryland. You're in luck. You don't have to play them this year. And then 2 or 3 weeks after you played Oklahoma, you lost to Mike Gundy and that thing on his head. I mean, how? That don't make sense. I don't make sense. Anyway, so let's talk about this year's team. You finally got your quarterback situation settled. Pulling for a team that just last year at this time, everybody was going, who's going to be quarterback? Who's going to be quarterback? And then you got to think that the quarterbacks, they're friends with everybody, the same people on the team, and then they're put in a weird position. Then we get it straightened out. You guys finally got it straightened out. When the smoke clears, there stands Ellender, talking trash to everybody. But you lose 3 offensive linemen. You lose not so little Jordan Humphreys. Lose your starting running back. Good thing is, running back who's coming back, that Keontae Ingram, they basically had about the same numbers because they're splitting time. So, only 5 returning starters on the offense. Let's talk about the defense. Yeah, it gets even slimmer. I mean, you lost Gary Johnson, Anthony Wheeler, P.J. Lott, Chris Boyd. You only returned 3 starters on the defensive side of the ball. Now, in the offseason, you did sign, let me see, look at my notes here. Brew McCoy, Jordan Whittingham, offensive lineman, you're going to need him. Tyler Johnson. Those are just some of the top names you signed. So you are obviously picking up talent. I like Tom Herman. I think he's a good coach. But I don't believe you're back. I believe you're progressing. But I know everybody on all these major networks is screaming, Texas is back. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say you're progressing. You're going to have to do a lot more than what you've done to be back. And I'm going to talk about how we're going to do this. So I'm going to jump right into my style of predicting your season. I'm not going to sit here and tell you the circumference of your running back's nose. I'm not going to do that. That don't help you. Number one thing, I'll go ahead and lay this out before I even go through this. Y'all going to have to play as a team. You're going to have to play as a team. You're going to have to lock arms. And you're going to have to say, we have the schedule that's favorable. We have our big game with Oklahoma. And we got a couple of trap games. If we can win if we can win the games we're supposed to win the toss-ups, and then play well with like Oklahoma, even if you lose to them. I know you beat them last year, but remember you turned around and lost to who again? Oh yeah, Maryland, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. You lost to Oklahoma. I'm not picking at you. I'm just telling you before you start naming out stats and looking through Texas Longhorn colored glasses. This is the truth. You're going to have to play a team. You're going to have to win the games you're supposed to win. First game, Louisiana Tech. A team that's not named Maryland. You're going to beat them. Very next week, you're going to play LSU. Now, I just did an LSU video last week, and I'm going to tell you, told LSU, if, and that is one of the most dangerous words because if can make the impossible possible. In this case, I know it's in Austin. I believe they're going to beat you. I don't have a dog, a Longhorn, or their type of tiger in the fight. I believe they're going to beat you. Now, if they don't get their offensive crap together, you can beat them. They're going to play you tough. I believe they beat you. Next game, Rice. A delicious side dish. Horrible football team. You beat them. Next week, Mike Gundy's hair. You play Mike Gundy's hair. Look, they don't have the talent that they had over the past couple of years. They don't. Justice Hill's gone. Okay? He's gone. All right? You can't lose to them this year. If you're really back, throw out, it's a rivalry. Rivalry means nothing if you have a superior team to the team you're playing. Overall, it still means nothing. If y'all lose this game, you're not back. You might be able to lose that LSU game and still do something good throughout the season and start truly coming back. You lose this game, you're not back. You're off. Next week, you play out West Virginia. Dana's hair's gone. Seals, kid that Southern Cal offered a scholarship to play quarterback for them when he was in second grade. He's gone. Jennings is gone. Will Greer and his family, ESPN, had on there every week. No offense to them, they were quite lovely. He's gone. You beat them. Then you play in Dallas against Oklahoma. They are picked by a lot of people who made the college football playoff. They're picking up pieces themselves. For a third straight year, they're going to have a different quarterback. So I know Mayfield, he was there for a while, so that's kind of, Last year they had a different guy. Now he's gone. Now they have Jalen Hurts. I don't know if you've ever played him before, but unlike a lot of people try to trash him, he's actually a really good athlete. Now, I'd like to give you the benefit of the doubt. And this is a trap game for them. You guys are a trap game for them. But I believe they beat you. I believe you play them rough. I believe you might turn the corner with them. But I believe they beat you. Kansas. If you don't know my answer there, you just need to turn that off. You're going to beat them. TCU. Trap game for you. I don't know if Gary Patterson's played out. I don't know what's going on. They don't supposed to be amazing this year. But playing y'all is important. I've talked to some TCU fans. I always had to hear especially about Texas. Trust me, they have a chip on their shoulder. I believe you win this game. You're off. Then you play you play at home against Kansas State. Kansas State, they're not a threat anymore like they used to be. You beat them. At Iowa State, another trap game. Iowa State is one of these teams who 1 week will play like a saucer full of dookie. And then the very next week could beat anybody. Anybody. So, this would be a game to prove that you're coming back. And you say, why wouldn't you say it against Oklahoma? My number one thing I say about teams who are truly coming back, they win the games they're supposed to. And the toss-ups, they win them. And then every now and again, they get the games they don't supposed to get. But that's called consistency. You can pitch that to a recruit real easy. You can build off of that. But when you're left scratching your head looking at a season before going, we beat Oklahoma, but we lost to Maryland, I'm telling you, those guys have been pulling for them for years. They were the king of that. 1 week they went to Miami, when Miami was number 3 in the country, went down to Coral Gables, beat them. The very next week, went up to Duke and lost on a last-second field goal. God as my witness. That was a story of them. That's what Sweeney took over. You have to win the big games. Yeah, you want to win the big games, but you got to win all the games in between. And this is one. I believe you win it. At Baylor, you win that game. I believe you win it. Texas Tech. I believe they're going to fight you, but I believe you're going to overcome them. So if you did the math there, I believe you're going to lose 2 ball games. And the thing about those 2 ball games is I don't believe they're going to be deciding. I believe very much that you could beat LSU. I believe that you could run the table, possibly get a lick in on Oklahoma. You can. I mean, I'm looking at your seasons. I see where you've won. I see where you've beaten them. I've seen when you. I mean, even in that stretch when y'all lost you had a losing season, you even got them. Okay, I get that. I get your rivalry. I watch it. Okay, I watch it every year. Believe it or not, it comes out here in South Carolina. I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just telling you, I believe they're going to take you. LSU, that's where you could really turn the corner. Where you really could turn the corner. All right, well, you either liked it or you didn't. If you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. Remember, hit that subscribe button. You can get this good news all the time. Well, I am Bobby Dirkens. You know me. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.